Hey, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here today. Today I have Dr. Michelle Robin, chiropractor, author, teacher, speaker, webcast host, and founder of Your Wellness Connection. Dr. Michelle, welcome.
And thanks for having me on today. I really appreciate you reaching out.
Absolutely. Say, I'm curious. I know a bit about your past, but for folks who don't, would you speak a little bit about your journey from being a sole practitioner to today leading a multifaceted health and wellness organization?
Well, sure, Tim. I started Your Wellness Connection, which at that time back in 1992 was Robin Chiropractic and Acupuncture Center. And one of my teachers, Dr. Yenny, helped bring acupuncture to America. And so I did chiropractic and acupuncture. So I started that in 1992, just started my 28th season. But for me, I always felt like there was more. And I share now Your Wellness Connection with my clients and my team, mostly because I believe in order for me to stay well, I need to get acupuncture and nutrition and counseling and functional medicine and massage therapy and things like that. And if it's good enough for me, it's good enough for my clients that I get the opportunity to serve. So for me, I'm just trying to share what I'm doing to stay well.
That's fabulous. And you have all of those services under your umbrella, under Your Wellness Connection at a single location.
We do. Your Wellness Connection is basically a hub. Everybody's independent now. I used to employ everybody, but that wasn't as much fun as it used to be. And I love teaching, so I love getting to spend time with you today. But I believe in the practitioners that are in that center. And plus, I believe that people need to have a well-rounded approach to their overall health strategy, especially in times like COVID-19. And so for me, COVID-19 has thrown gasoline on a fire. And hopefully a lot of people had a small fire burning and they're able to manage that. But if you had a big fire burning, whether it's autoimmune disease or not sleeping or high stress, COVID has just made that fire burn brighter and deeper.
So I'm curious in regards to that. I've talked to a lot of people. Obviously with COVID, we've all had to adjust and make changes. What changes have you made at your practice, and how has this impacted not only you and your staff, but your clients?
Well, we're called Your Wellness Connection for a reason. We do a lot of wellness business. A lot of people have said, you know what, I want you to help grow my health. Some people call it maintain. And if I was a financial planner, you would not want me to maintain your money. Well, maybe today you want us to maintain it, but you'd want us to grow long-term. You want to grow. And our job is to help grow people's health and well-being. And the good news is, because we've been around the community for a long time, people have started to buy in that philosophy. So initially, I want to tell you, the last 2 weeks of March were tough for Your Wellness Connection. We went from having one of our best months ever to down about 75%. Wow. And as a leader, you think about not only your own health, your family's health, your patient's health, and your staff and your team's health. So it was extremely stressful. I kind of stayed in there and navigated that for the first few weeks. And then I decided to take a few weeks off to kind of get my head back on straight. People would ask me how I was doing, and I'd say I'm on the edge, but I'm on the ledge, but I'm on the right side of the ledge. Right. And so I want to tell you, I'm not on the ledge anymore. And I'll give you some of the strategies I personally have used. So I took a few weeks out because I could, plus I thought it was prudent for my family. So I self-isolated just to make sure that I was doing my best not to be a carrier. And who knows for sure if any of us are carriers, but I felt like that was the right thing to do as a healthcare provider. And so I've been back in seeing patients 3 days a week for about the last 4 weeks, and just doing my best to give great guidance and lots of hope.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I think you're right. I think a lot of us have been on that edge sort of a situation, especially early on with this. I am interested, if you wouldn't mind sharing some of those strategies, personal strategies that you took, steps you took to overcome this and get back on the right side of that and on an upward trajectory that may help myself and other folks listening in today.
Well, sure. And I'll be happy to send you a link. So when this first started, I'm one of those people that I'm pretty connected to my higher power. And what happened in the first week where all of a sudden it was like, holy moly, I started hearing a couple words. I'm a word nerd. And I heard rhythm and resilience. I need to build some rhythm so I can get some resilience through this reset. And I had no idea how deep the reset was going to be. And I think none of us did until now we're, 2 months into it, almost 9 weeks into it, actually saying, okay, this life will never be the same as it was before. And some of that's a good thing, right? And so I started hearing those words. And so I actually put together an action plan for the people that I serve. And it's a wellness plan. It's a COVID wellness plan. And it's based on the quadrants. It's based on the model that we use at Your Wellness Connection called the quadrants of well-being. mechanical, chemical, energetical, psycho, spiritual health. And I've listed a bunch of strategies. In the wellness journey, there's people that are brand new at it. You know, they don't realize the importance of sleep or hydration or gratitude. And there's some people that have been doing that for years, and they want to know, what else can I do? So it takes people from the very beginning stages of being in the journey to maybe a deeper level. And then I went to my team. It kind of downloaded one morning. Then I went to my team of counselors, medical doctors, functional medicine doctors, acupuncturists, and said, what am I missing here? And so I got their input. So you have a couple hundred years of knowledge from these practitioners that put together a wellness strategy of, no, we're not doing all these things, but we're doing a lot of these things to navigate this time for our own well-being and also for our clients. I'm happy to share that with you. You know, as you probably know about me, Tim, I'm on a mission to reach 1 billion people. That small changes can lead to big shifts, because shift is going to happen in our life, whether it's COVID-19, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a loss of a job, maybe it's a financial crisis. And so how can we be so rooted into some good principles when those storms of life come along that we are able to thrive through them? So that's one thing, Tim, I did. I want to share one other thing I did. Go back to the rhythm and resilience. What I did for I didn't realize until really the last 24 hours, I just said this to a couple of my friends. I did a series in the month of April called Rhythm and Resilience. So I actually took those 2 weeks off. And when I say took it off, as an entrepreneur, you're really never off, but I did retreat to my lake house and did some interviews. I had some interviews scheduled for people on books and different things like that. So I did those interviews, and then I developed a series called Rhythm and Resilience. And so I reached out to my friends around the country and created a series for the month of April 2020. You know, I'll never forget it. And I did Motivational Mondays, Total Health Tuesdays, Wisdom Wednesdays, Talk Story Thursdays, and then Fun Fridays. And I did that for 4 weeks. And I realized just really in the last day and a half or so that it probably is what helped me thrive through COVID. Once again, I was on the ledge. And now I'm barely on the ledge. And now I really feel like I'm okay. I've got this, and I feel like I'm going to be stronger going forward. And I believe it's because of being plugged in on a daily, just like you're doing right now. This has helped. What you may not know at this moment, but now I know after doing 25, 26 interviews called on Rhythm and Resilience, is that it helped me build more resilience because people were pouring into me positivity. And I think that's a big strategy right now, is you've got to unplug from the news. Don't have your head in the sand, but you got to think about, what can I control? I can wear a mask. I can wash my hands. I can have faith over fear. And my Rhythm and Resilience series that people can plug into, they're all on YouTube. It probably, without a doubt, helped me thrive through COVID-19, or it's helping me thrive.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're all still on that journey. I know that. Hey, so Dr. Michelle, as we wrap up here, would you talk a little bit? I know that we talked a bit when we just first got on this about the difference between paying attention to time and energy. I know that you've said that a lot of folks come to you and say, I just don't have time for exercise, for fitness, for eating right, for sleeping right, this sort of thing. And you talk more about focusing on energy. Would you talk a little bit about that? And if there's some last word of encouragement you may have for myself and other folks to stay strong during this and really overcome, I'd appreciate that.
Well, thank you for asking. That's a wonderful question. I want to tell you, a lot of people, when I've asked them what the gift of COVID has been, so I keep a little sheet by my desk of pearls. I'm part of the Hellsberg Mentoring Program, and we talk about what pearls did you get out of that time you had with somebody or that lecture. And so the pearls I'm getting, one is make the time count. And when I ask people the gift of COVID, they will say the gift has been they have time, especially a lot of leaders I'm around. Our calendars got wiped clean. As you know, Tim, we've been trying to do something for about a year together, and it's just a full schedule. And so the calendars got clean, and people need to pay attention to what did they add to it. What is bringing joy into your life? Yes, we all have to do things that are not really filling our gas tank. But this is a time for you to really reflect and think, what does fill my gas tank? What does give me energy? Think about food and friends. They're similar. Okay, there's foods that give you energy. When you wake up the next day and you're like, okay, bring it on. We were designed to wake up and say, let's do this. And some people are dragging their hindies out of bed every day. And part of it is because they're not being mindful and intentional about what they're putting in their body, what thoughts they're putting in their mind and in their heart, and what they're putting on their body in moving. So I would say for people to really focus on what can they do to add to their life. When you add the good stuff, the bad stuff fluffs away. So in adding energy, and I would say most people have taken time off the plate. I know some people are extremely still busy. I've seen three camps. I'm seeing people that are working more than ever now. Then I see some people that are kind of, and I'm probably the person in the middle. I'm working still quite a bit, but I'm working a little bit less because I'm not out every evening. So that's kind of nice. And you got people who are bored out of their mind. And so if you're bored out of your mind, you plug into some of the free programs like Harvard's doing, or plug into a message like Rhythm and Resilience, and get and move it. If you don't move it, you lose it. So I would say the way you get more energy is you move, you breathe, you eat the right food that has life in it. If you're sitting around eating potato chips all day long, you're not going to have energy. So a couple things like that. But Tim, you did ask me, and then that way you're managing your energy, not managing your time. We all have 24 hours a day, but some people get a lot more done. And it's really about how you be focused. But a way to be focused right now, and here's a must, and I think in today's times, and this was a must before COVID-19, and now it's really a huge, is people need to make sure they're taking some vitamin D with K, unless you're on a blood thinner. If you're on a blood thinner, please talk to your medical doctor. Vitamin D is important for the immune system. So my top 4 things right now to do. One is get sleep. Try to maintain a good sleep routine where you are not staying up all night watching Netflix and sleeping throughout the day. It's really important to get adequate sleep. And if you find yourself sleeping too much, you might be slipping into a little bit of depression. So adequate sleep, good sleep posture. Make sure you're drinking water. The difference between a grape and a raisin is hydration. Make sure you're drinking water. That's good for your cells. Taking vitamin D with K, unless you're on a blood thinner. And then the most important thing is to be grateful. Be grateful for what you have. We're fortunate. We're in this country called America. And yes, we've got a lot of shift going on right now. But when you think about the people in Thailand or people in third world countries, they don't have a government sending them checks, and they have a lot less opportunity. And we may not see the people rallying around, just like the group in Kansas, that one guy who started that. I'm not sure if you've seen it, that website or that Facebook group a couple weeks ago had 0 people on it. And you got farmers who have food, and you got people who need food, but we're having trouble getting it to them. And so it has over 100,000 followers in less than 2 weeks about helping people get food. And I think there's going to be so many great things out of this if we can focus on this. So gratitude is the elixir of life. So people need to make sure they stay grateful. I'm grateful I can move my hands. I'm grateful I can walk. I'm grateful I can see. I'm grateful I can hear, because some people can't do that. So that would be my I guess, closing thoughts, unless you have any more questions.
No, that's fantastic. I really appreciate that. This is so positive. I feel more energized already just from our conversation. So thank you so much for taking the time to visit with me today.
You're welcome. I send you big old heart hugs. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.